come on Fuel, we're going to take a look at the Toyota Yaris, and then Dennis is going to be with Ty from Baxter Auto Parts in our In the Pit segment. Well, let's turn to our first behind the wheel. Honda's known for making motorcycles as much as it is cars in the US. Many people remember the slogan, "You meet the nicest people on a Honda." They shaped the small car industry here with things like the 1972 Civic. And Honda has a brand new plant in Lincoln, Alabama, which cost them $440 million. Dennis and Ian take a look at the Honda Fit in our first behind the wheel.
Thanks, Nick. Now, first up for the new Honda Fit is Q Factor. It's the gadget or tech score, and when you talk about a car that's as inexpensive as this is, you're not expecting a bunch of bells and whistles.
It does have a couple things we want to point out. It does have electronic brake distribution for the brakes, nice system as far as safety, and it does have the VTEC, and it does have a nice 200-watt audio system, but besides that, I don't know what else we can get to.
Well, it's got the drive-by-wire throttle system, but besides that, there's not much. I mean, when you're buying a car like this, you're buying it for that. It's functionality and not all the bells and whistles.
So, how are we going to score it?
2.75. Up next for the new Honda Fit is curb appeal, and it's basically the raw, unadulterated magnetism that a car gives to you when you pulls up next to you.
I don't know if it has really any kind of magnetism at all.
Or raw, it's weird angles. And
yeah, a lot of lines going on in the thing. I mean, it's almost like they had too many design studios doing one car at the same time. It's kind of a weird-looking vehicle. Now, I think they were just trying to put maybe 10 pounds of car in a 2-pound sack.
Yeah, it looks out of proportion, kind of. That's the best way I would describe it.
Yeah, I think we might go a little low on the score.
2.5. That moves us on down the line to performance for the new Honda Fit. And did I forget to mention it's a sport?
It is a sport. I don't know exactly what makes it sporty, but it is a 1.5-liter VTEC single overhead cam motor. It's 109 horsepower and 115 pounds-feet of torque. Blazing.
Smoking.
Yeah, I don't know. But, you know, you got to remember it is a small car. It's meant for mileage, and it does give you that. A lot of fuel mileage with a lot of efficiency.
The things I like are it's still got great touch in the steering and in the brakes, and altogether it's put together well. So when you're driving the car, it feels good no matter what you're doing in it, and it's ample for what you're trying to do.
Yeah, it has a nice touch in the wheel. It has a nice touch in the gear knob.
Yeah.
It has a driver's sense about it. But let's go back to the number, 109 horsepower.
Well, you're not buying it performance, so we got to rate it accordingly, 3.25. Up next is Fit and Finish for the new Honda Fit Sport. And Fit and Finish, we basically grade the material and build quality of a car. And this car proves to me that inexpensive and cheap aren't necessarily the same thing.
And I think you have a good point. You got to remember, it's still a Honda. They build this car, they build the Accord, they build the Pilot, and they build the S2000. They can do everything from a sports car to a little economy car. And one thing they know how to do is build a good car.
Yeah.
The material choice is there, the gaps in the sheet metal, the way everything's put together, it's always going to be high, because one thing Honda can do is build a good car.
Yeah, it fits, and it's fit, and it's finished, and it's a 4.5.
Absolutely.
Our final category for the new Honda Fit Sport is drivability, and it measures the overall usefulness of a car. And this car, it does everything. It's a lot of fun to drive, you know, according to the price bracket and what you're buying in this car, and it's got a great stereo.
Yeah, it really does kind of blend the ideal of what a person's looking for in this bracket. Now, we try to do a really good job of looking at this segment based on who's going to buy the car. Now, no, it isn't a supercar. It isn't a luxury car. There's no navigation system or DVD players, but usability. This car is perfect for someone with either a young family, someone going to college, someone that doesn't really care about a lot of the little extras on a car. And on top of it, I mean, I drove the heck out of it. I still got 34 miles per gallon.
Yeah, I would have to say 4.25. This car overall is tremendous.
Yeah, it is a great car.
Let's see how Dennis and Ian scored the 2007 Honda Fit. For Q Factor, they gave it a 2.75. For curb appeal, a 2.5. In performance, a 3.25. And fit and finish, a 4.5. For drivability, a 4.25. The total for the 2007 Honda Fit was 17.25 out of a possible 25. Still to come on Fuel, Dennis is going to be in the pits with Ty from Baxter Auto Parts. And when we return, we'll take a look at the 2007 Toyota Yaris in our second behind the wheel.